Australian Open, Eala feels at home. Manila, Philippines, a perceived home court advantage. This will fuel Alex Eala as she prepares for her debut in the main draw of the Australian Open, which fires off today and boasts the heftiest prize pool in history at Melbourne Park. Nearly 4,000 miles away from home, the 20-year-old Filipina expects to draw inspiration and strength from her compatriots in what she considers as home court edge down under. It should serve her well in her much-awaited campaign against the Sport Titans, beginning tomorrow at around 9:40 a.m. Manila time against power-serving Alicia Parks of the United States. Parks, 25 years old and 6 feet tall, holds the record in the U.S. Open with a 129 miles/hour serve that was recorded in 2021. She is currently ranked number 100 in the world, and Eala at number 49. She's a dangerous foe, and Eala is counting on her fans. It's been amazing. In this part of the world, there are a lot of Filipinos, but the turnout this year has grown significantly, I would say, from the past years, so I'm so happy to see this environment, she said over the weekend. People are excited. When I'm on court, they're excited to see me. It's flattering and it makes me feel welcome for sure, she added. This year's Australian Open offers the biggest prize pool ever of $74.9 million. The winners, both in men's and women's, will bring home $2.79 million, runners-up $1.45 million, and semifinalists $840,000 each. First-round losers will receive $100,000, roughly $5.9 million. Eala, with a steady climb in the world rankings, has become a rock star in Oceania since her stint at the ASB Classic in Auckland, New Zealand, and the Kooyong Classic in Melbourne last week. Eala made the Final Four of the Auckland tourney, her third WTA semis appearance, and was awarded the Yvonne Goolagong-Coley Trophy in Kooyong as the 2026 exhibition champion following a 6-3, 6-4 mastery of Paris Olympic silver medalist and 2024 Wimbledon semifinalist Donna Vekic of Croatia. And that should be enough driving force she would need when she slugs it out against the fastest woman server in Parks. It's definitely great for confidence, added Eala, former world junior number 2 and winner of the Australian Open girls doubles with Indonesian pal Priska Madeline Nugroho. Getting matches always helps before slams, so I'm confident with how I'm playing. It doesn't mean that matches aren't going to be tough here, so I'm ready for playing here. It feels great. I'm super excited, Eala added. The Melbourne air carries a particular rhythm in January. It hums with bouncing tennis balls, mermaid expectations, and the distant roar of crowds that rise and fall like ocean waves. For many players, the Australian Open is intimidating, bright lights, global attention, and courts that show no mercy. But for Eala, stepping onto the blue hard court feels less like entering a battlefield and more like coming home. There's something about the Australian Open that welcomes her. Perhaps it is the openness of the sky, the warmth of the sun, or the way the crowd leans forward in curiosity rather than judgment. Whatever the reason, Eala walks with calm confidence, her racket resting lightly in her hand, her mind steady. This is not just another tournament. This is a place where she belongs. From her earliest matches, Eala learned that tennis is not merely about power or precision. It is about presence. On the courts of Melbourne Park, she finds that presence effortlessly. Each serve feels natural, each rally familiar, as if the surface recognizes her footsteps. While others struggle to adjust to the pace and pressure, Eala adapts, breathing in the moment, grounding herself with every swing. The Australian Open is known as the Happy Slam, and for Eala, that name rings true. There is joy in her movement, even in long rallies that stretch her limits. She does not rush points unnecessarily. Instead, she constructs them patiently, trusting her instincts. When she wins a point, her smile is brief but genuine, not a performance, but an acknowledgement of the work behind it. What sets Eala apart is not only her talent but her sense of purpose. She carries with her the hopes of a nation that watches quietly yet passionately. Though thousands of miles from home, she never feels alone. The Filipino spirit travels with her, resilient, hopeful, and proud. Each match becomes a conversation between past sacrifices and future dreams. Melbourne, in many ways, mirrors her journey. It is a city shaped by diversity, welcoming stories from across the world. Eala fits seamlessly into this mosaic. She does not try to be louder than the crowd or bigger than the moment. Instead, she lets her tennis speak, clean ground strokes, intelligent shot selection, and a calm under pressure that belies her age. There are moments during matches when time seems to slow. Between points, Eala adjusts her strings, glances at her box, and looks toward the baseline. In those seconds, she is not thinking about rankings or headlines. She is thinking about rhythm, balance, and belief. The Australian Open allows her that space to compete fiercely without losing herself. Losses, when they come, do not break her. Melbourne teaches resilience. The heat tests endurance, the schedule tests patience, and the competition tests character. Eala absorbs these lessons with quiet maturity. Each match becomes a page in a larger story, one written not in trophies alone but in growth. As the tournament progresses, familiarity deepens. The locker rooms, the practice courts, the routine of preparation, all of it becomes second nature. Feeling at home does not mean comfort without challenge. It means comfort with challenge. And that is what the Australian Open gives Eala. A place where she can be tested and still feel grounded. When fans watch her play, they sense it too. There is no fear in her game, only focus. The crowd responds, not always with thunderous cheers, but with attentive silence and respectful applause. They recognize authenticity when they see it. Eala does not chase the spotlight. She earns it point by point. In the end, whether she lifts a trophy or not, the Australian Open leaves its mark on her, and she leaves her mark on it. Each year she returns stronger, wiser, and more certain of her place in the sport. Melbourne is no longer just a destination on the tour. It is a chapter of her identity. For Eala, the Australian Open is more than a Grand Slam. It is where ambition meets belonging, where dreams feel tangible, and where the court feels like home.